Hi, thanks for joining. I'm your host, Chris Gennaro. My co-host is Rizk, and today we have Terry Savastano from Come to Grief. How you doing?
What's happening, man?
Good, everything's good. I'm super happy that you are coming on the show. Obviously, you are old like we are, so that's super cool. And you've been doing stuff for like a million years. I'm obviously very familiar with grief. I'm thrilled that you're doing new stuff, and let's just start talking about it. I guess let's just start with your 2020 Pray for the End EP. I've seen in other things that you like doing the EPs as opposed to the full lengths. So I guess let's just start talking about that.
Yeah, basically, we kind of didn't want to do EPs, to be quite honest with you. We wanted to get into full-length albums because we had the material for quite a while, actually, but we weren't able to because of time, man. When it started to Come to Grief, I mean, we were just getting offers fucking everywhere, man, to play anywhere and everywhere. And our recording schedule got pushed way, way, way back, man. It wasn't a matter of writing songs. We had them, but we had to get in the room and rehearse them and stuff. And, you know, right away, hey, you want to play Texas, you want to play Louisiana, you want to do a week tour with, you know, this band, that band. It's really hard to refuse it, man, because we love to play live. So everything just kind of got pushed back. And as a result, we were only able to record, say, 2 or 3 songs versus a full album. So that's why Pray for the End was only 3 songs. We wanted to get a record out real bad, man. I was like, let's just do as many songs as we can and just get them out. I restarted my label, Grievance Records, and this is all right before COVID, man. I mean, we had a bunch of shows booked with Barishi from Vermont. And we had a new record to promote. I mean, shit was like stacking up, man. It was looking real good. And then bang, all this fucking bullshit happened. And that was that. It's actually sold out. We did press 500 and, you know, it's crazy, man, with the pandemic, worldwide bullshit happening and not being able to tour for the damn thing. We ended up selling them all through mail, which is like fucking crazy. But you figure everybody's home, right? I mean, everybody's home doing whatever, so you might as well buy the fucking record online. I don't know.
Sure.
Just like vinyl, snail mail made a big comeback.
It did.
Man, vinyl is just, cassettes too, man. I'm digging it in a big way, man. When we play Canada, man, people just line up, man, to buy vinyl because you know they have a hard time getting it, you know, obviously through mail order or whatever, and you know all the time is like, man, this record is like, you know, 23 Canadian. No, I want it. Are you sure, man? I mean, like I said, I don't got money, man, to buy a $35 hoodie for like every band and all the colored vinyl and all that. I love it. It's great. Thank you for buying mine. But I don't got bread like that, man, you know, but I'm glad people are buying it. And the cassettes too, man. I mean, we got a good friend of ours in Indonesia that presses all our stuff on cassette and it sells out like instantly, man, you know, so I love it, man. It's great. I mean, all formats are good. I mean, sure, you press your button on your phone and listen to whatever you want, but I want the physical thing in my hands, man.
Sure.
I'm old school, you know.
Yeah.
I definitely went through a phase in the 80s and 90s where I replaced my entire cassette collection to CD. And now when I see people going the other way, I'm like,
right.
I should have held on to them. You should have held on.
You know what? I should have. There was a time when I was eBaying them out for a little bit,
Sure,
and not for big bucks, like. But I was, you know, I was getting what I paid for them, which was crazy.
Yeah. It's a mind blower, man. It's like, you know, I again, like I'm saying, dude, you're gonna give me $30 for this, man. It's like, yeah, I want it that bad. I mean, that's cool, but I mean, yes, you know, I don't even want to go through my record collection right now because I can just imagine what I have and. You know, I'm going to need money pretty soon, so I'll probably part with some of it, but it's all collectible. And I have multiple formats. I have stuff on you know, cassette, CD, vinyl. I have all 3 all across the board. A lot of stuff, actually. A lot of like Slayer, Creator, Sacrifice from Canada, Voivod. A lot of that, you know, Autopsy. A lot of that early, you know, like Combat Records. I have a lot of that stuff. A lot
You're
of early
speaking my language now.
Yeah, I you know, it's just one of those things I want, you know, Paradise Lost, Gothic, I want this on all formats, you know, Create a Pleasure to Kill. I have the vinyl that I bought the week it came out, man. I have, you know, Death Row, Destruction, Sodom, You name all that shit, Nuclear Assault, Overkill, Field of Fire, all the early Metallica, you name all that stuff, all that thrash speed, The Accused. I have it all, man, on vinyl still, man. And I've updated a lot of it on CD too. And now, like we just bought a new car and it doesn't have a fucking CD player in it, man. You got to use your phone to listen to music. So now it's like, okay, well, I guess I got to bend over and fucking, do what everybody else does, So I don't know. I still got one of them Sony. I got one of them Sony plug-in CD players, man, in my house somewhere, and I'm gonna grab it and start bringing that in the car because there ain't nothing like actually taking it out.
There's usually a little auxiliary plug next to the USB, and you can hardwire it.
Yeah, we just got it a couple months ago, and it's like, yeah, cool, whatever. I can listen to whatever I want, but I man, you leave the house, you got a stack of CDs. Yeah, cool. I'm listening to this week. It's important, man. Yeah. To me, it is, man. So
So let's get back into Come to Grief.
Yes.
And it was just interesting. I guess I'll just start with the fact we were interviewing Fistula a while ago, a few weeks ago. Who you guys know, you did a split with them, obviously.
Yes.
I was not aware that you guys were still playing as Come to Grief. Because when I was doing the Fistula research, I was like looking and I was like, why does this band using the Grief logo? Like, this is super weird.
Yeah.
And then obviously it only took me a couple minutes to figure out that it was you guys and you were still doing stuff, which was super exciting and cool. And you don't really see too many bands like doing that type of thing where it's like, well, like we're still the same band, but we're not the same band, but
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the whole story behind that. I had a little bit of a health situation, and I ended up in a rehab / mental hospital for about 3 weeks. And when I got out, I wanted to play Grief music again. I mean, songs that I wrote, Earthworm, Isolation, Depression, The Drone, Flesh Press, songs that I wrote years ago, they actually really helped me mentally get through my situation. So when I got out of rehab, I approached certain members about getting Grief back together, and a couple guys didn't want nothing to do with it. So I had it set in my mind to play these songs again. So I figured I'm going to get a new band together. And as time went on, Chuck, who played on the last Grief album, Man Will Become the Hunted, he was very interested. And so it's 2 guys from Grief and 2 new guys. And I did approach it, like I said, I approached some former members to do it, and others I didn't. That's just my personal thing. And that's pretty much what I've been doing ever since, man. And I'm enjoying it. It's a blast. It seems like a lot of other people enjoy it too. There is definitely some confusion, no question about that. Some people, I think it takes a little while for them to latch on to it, but I mean, it's not far from the original vision of the band at all.
And it's a different singer, but the style of the singing is very much similar.
Very, very, very. I wouldn't have done it any other way, man. I couldn't do it without Jonathan, and I wouldn't do it without Jonathan. And the second he started singing, man, I was fucking blown away, and I was like, I can do this, band. I can definitely do this now, because that's super important, man. You gotta quick thing. Now, the main reason Grief became sludge or whatever people call it nowadays, if you could find a good singer like Messiah from Candlemass, or Robert Lowe from Solitude Aeternus, or Eric Wagner, God rest him, from Trouble, if you could find a good singer, if there were a dime a dozen, I would have gotten a good singer. And Grief probably would have been like a more of an traditional or epic doom metal band, but I could never find a singer like that. So I figured get a hardcore singer to just just fucking belt it out, that way, if he leaves, you can get anybody to do that, but you can't get anybody to do that. It's unique in its own way. It really is. As much as the feedback is important to the guitar work, the screeching and certain bellowing of the vocals are very important too. So, I mean, and Jonathan replicates it perfectly. So I really fucking lucked out with that one, and he's a great songwriter too. Jonathan writes in kind of the old Grief style, you know what I mean? Like the Dismal era and stuff, and it's a really good match. And like I said, I think some people kind of distance themselves from us, and maybe they're a little confused, but when we play live and we kind of make our point, and that does the trick. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think using this sort of grief logo in the Come to Grief logo was sort of brilliant, because I mean, for me being an old school metal dude, like I recognized it immediately. I was like, oh, that's the grief logo. So, you know, and I always liked you guys when you were Grief. I like the Come to Grief stuff, which obviously I'm just discovering now because I didn't realize, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, Grief was around like back in the day when there really wasn't too much other stuff. I mean, you mentioned Candlemass. No. I was into them, the old Paradise Lost stuff. That was like My Dying Bride. I was big, but then there's like you guys, Grief, and I Hate God, and not too many other bands. So
no, man. You know, Buzz Oven, Cavity, to an extent. That band Toad Liquor from the Pacific Northwest. They did that one album. But as far as, man, very, very far flung, you know? Yeah. And I'm sure you've heard the fucking stories. I'll say it again a million times, man. We did US tours, man, and played in front of 5 people and 10 people. And no one knew who the fuck we were or what the fuck we were doing, man. You know, it was like, I look at bands nowadays and they do like a 7-inch or they do an album and they play in front of 100 people and people like worship them and stuff. That's great, but I don't know, man. It wasn't that easy for me, man. But didn't fucking stop, you know. I mean, we believed in it. I believed in it. I mean, I knew somebody would like it, and you know, if nobody liked it, I wouldn't give a fuck. I still would have fucking done it because I liked it. So, but yeah, a lot. Towards the end, towards the Man Will Become the Hunted era, there was a little. We went to the West Coast and the last Grief tour, and it was pretty good, man. It was different. It was different, put it that way, you know. But by that time, it was just too far gone. We broke up, and that was that. And look at it nowadays. It's like a fucking, you know, so many people are into it nowadays. It's fucking pretty.
Oh, Doom is huge now. Yeah. I mean, considering what it was, I mean, you know, I never got the chance to see. Unfortunately, I never got the chance to see Grief or Candlemass. But you know, you're right, there weren't like a ton of people when I would go to shows like that type of stuff back in the day. One of the things I was going to talk to you about was the difference between your old band Disrupt and Grief, and how they sort of just took 2 different pathways, where Disrupt was more of like a punk crossover, sort of at the forefront of that type of like the DRI, corrosion of conformity type of thing. Yes. You know, it seemed like Grief just went completely, you know, when you say extreme, that's what happened, right?
Yeah, pretty fucking extreme, man. I'll tell you that whole story, what happened. Basically, Disrupt was great, man. I mean, it was, you know, definitely some of the greatest shows I've ever played in my life, some of the greatest music I've ever played in my life, no question about that. Basically, what happened was we signed with Relapse Records, and we ended up doing the Refuse Planet 7-inch with them. And they offered to do the Unrest album with us. And it wasn't called Unrest at the time. It actually came out after the band broke up. Disrupt was 6 guys, and 4 of the guys wanted to sign with Relapse and, you know, tour with Phobia and tour with Brutal Truth and tour with Incantation and all these band, Punch and Stench, you know, but we wanted to do what, in my opinion, the band should do. And the 2 singers didn't want to do that. They wanted to just stay underground and small and just, you know, just total punk rock and everything. So there was a big conflict, and it was a compromise. And what happened was we ended up doing Unrest, the album. We ended up touring Europe and breaking up when we came home. It was like a compromise, like 4 versus 2. We want to do this. No, fuck you. We want to do that. And basically, I said to myself, see, I was going to get Grief going anyway. I figured when Disrupt had a break, like we toured, you know, whatever. Okay, we're going to do another album. Okay, cool. Well, in the meantime, we got a few months off. I'm going to start my band Grief, a slow, total sludge band. Well, when I realized the 2 singers of Disrupt weren't like-minded with me, I said, fuck it. I'm just going to start Grief like right now. So basically, I started Grief, and I had Disrupt doing both bands simultaneously. And, well, you know, I needed people to be in Grief, and I ended up getting members of Disrupt to play in grief. And that's pretty much what happened, man. You know what I mean? We just kind of did that. Well, you guys don't want to sign with Relapse and, sell out and be a big, rock stars and this and that, and, drive around in a limo, and, Bill Yurkowitz from Relapse and Mac Jacobson are going to like totally give us like gold coins and this and that. It's just fucking a bunch of bullshit. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm still kind of fucking bitter about it, man, because, Disrupt are fucking huge, man. We could go to fucking Indonesia. We could go to Brazil. We could go to Japan. We could band like for that crust kind of shit. That's like one of the biggest fucking bands, man. And in my opinion, these guys kind of fucking threw it away. So I said, fuck you. And I'm starting grief, and I'm going to try to do it with that, but with an entirely different style of music, Yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's just kind of a fucking bummer, man. We're all young, and I don't know, man. I had an opportunity given to me. We had an opportunity given to us, and that's kind of what 4 of us wanted to do. The other 2 guys didn't, and that's kind of what happened. But in hindsight, now think about it. If Disrupt did multiple albums, Disrupt stayed together, and Disrupt, whatever, right? What would happen? Maybe Grief would never have gotten started, right? Maybe the name Grief would have been taken by another band or something, or who knows, man? You can't go back in time, and that's just the way it is. But
I was going to say it's already been taken by other people, and when I go through Bandcamp, I'm like, dude, why are you calling yourselves Grief? Like, can't you just go to fucking Metal Archives and realize that?
Did you see that band from the UK? There was a band from the UK called Grief, and it was like wicked, like all dudes like all trying to be like all like sorrowful and like hugging himself and shit. It was like all skinny like English kids and shit. I was like, dude, there's a band called Grief like 25 years ago, man. And I went on it again, and like they broke up and shit. And I was like, fucking, come on, man. There is like a one-man like black metal band called Grief, I think. Or so. You go on Metal Archives and a few names pop up. It's pretty cool.
Well, it's ridiculous because you should know the history a little bit better than.
I know, man. I agreed. Yeah, I agree. I mean, man, writing songs, song titles, titles of albums. I always go on Metal Archives and I always look and try to. Oh, there's 8 songs called that. You know what I mean? Fuck that.
There's a song called Everything. Like
it's fucking hilarious, man. But that's pretty much what happened, and that's why there was such a draft. Like I said, we were all into, heavy music, slow music, fast music, doom, hardcore. Everybody was into everything. So I wanted to, stay in Disrupt and have Grief at the same time. But that's pretty much what happened, man. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, I still harbor a little bit of, oh, what the fuck, man? Oh, man. But, that's the way life is. Hey, I'm a lucky motherfucker to have done what I've done. You know what I mean? I really am. So I shouldn't fucking say anything, man.
I guess let's just talk about, because it's interesting because you guys still do play a lot of the Grief stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested in what the breakdown is. Are you just, it seems like you're really happy to do the Grief stuff, which is super cool because I'm sure that's why a lot of people come to see you play.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Is it like a 50-50 sort of deal?
Yeah, it started. Well, originally we didn't really have a lot of material at first, so our first maybe 7 or 8 gigs were probably mostly Grief material. All Grief material that I wrote myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For instance, you're not going to hear World of Hurt. You're not going to hear Falling Apart. You're not going to hear Polluted. Certain songs I did not write, but I mean, all like Flesh Press, Rhinoceros, Isolation, The Drone. Stuff like that. You're going to hear Fucked Upstairs. I mean, that's pretty much like a autobiographical fucking song about me. But I mean, a lot of that. Nowadays, it's more leaning. We're trying to incorporate more shit, more Come to Grief. I think we played enough shows where we kind of like bridged that gap, and a lot of people, saw us, and now we're able to maybe play more Come to Grief songs. But I still enjoyed Isolation is one of my favorite songs. The song Come to Grief is still one of my favorite songs. There'll always be Grief songs in our set, maybe at least 1 or 2, but it's getting more from 50-50 to maybe like a 60-40, because our new album, man, we fucking shit. It's like there's some long tunes on there, and there's some shorter ones, and I can't wait to play them live for people to hear them, man. So, But yeah, there's always going to be some standards. Like for instance, like I Hate the Human Race, the song Come to Grief, the Drone, Isolation, like I said 18 fucking times already because I love the song so fucking much. But I mean, basically, yeah, that's to answer your question. Yeah, yep.
Have you ever thought about re-recording any of the Grief stuff with the new members? Really now?
No, once it's done, it's done. Once it's done, it's done. That's it, man. Once it's done, it's over. That's it. We Come to Grief played Roadburn Festival in 2017. And we recorded the whole set. It came out fucking amazing. We will probably release that as a live album.
Oh, okay.
But as far as re-recording, no, man. Once it's done, it's done. I got to be honest with you, man. We have a huge backlog, man. Probably we just recorded our full length, our debut full length, and awesome. Probably have like another album and a half after that, man.
Oh shit! Okay.
Fuckload of fucking material. I'm looking at my notebook right now, right in front of me, man. And yeah, we have a lot. See, that's another thing too with the whole COVID thing. It's like, well, we finally have a fucking break from. I mean, it's a sickening thing to have a break from playing shows, but we did have a break so we could get our asses in the fucking studio and record. So it kind of worked out to our advantage a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. So can you tell us about the new album? Like, when will it be out? The new album.
I don't know if I should tell you guys right off the bat. We're negotiating with the label as we speak.
Okay.
It's a label from Pennsylvania, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And it's probably gonna be out the first of the year, and it's called When the World Dies. Okay. And it's got 7 songs on it, and I'm pretty fucking proud of it, man. I think it come out great. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. It's produced by Kurt Ballou from Converge, and actually Jake Bannon from Converge did some backup vocals on it. And it's definitely in the same vein that we've been doing. I added a couple more elements to it. Mm-hmm. It'll come out on the usual. It'll come out on vinyl and CD and so on and so forth. And yeah, as a matter of fact, I also play in Warhorse. I don't know if you guys are aware.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. I was listening to that because that also has some different elements that aren't necessarily come to grief.
Yeah, I'm not an original member. I'm a live member. Unfortunately, the guitar player Todd, he passed away a couple of years ago, and I'm replacing him and trying to replicate his sound as best as I can. But Warhorse is playing this weekend. We're playing the Decibel Beer Fest with Converge and Napalm Death and Midnight and Immolation and Municipal Waste. 2 days. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Where the fuck was I just going with that? Why did I even fucking bring it up? I think it's maybe too much of this. I don't know. That keeps me going anyway. I quit drinking 9 years ago.
Good for you.
Yeah, Pray for the End is our full length, and that hopefully that'll be out like the first we're talking about. They're going to announce it pretty soon. The label that we're going to be working with, they're going to be announcing it. Hopefully, I'm hoping to run into these guys this weekend. That's another thing about this weekend, quote unquote. It'll be my first show back. A lot of people's first show back. I haven't traveled out of New England, man, since fucking 2000. So I'm really I don't know what to expect, kind of, but we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was going to say the Pennsylvania thing doesn't help me much because I can think of like 3 or 4 labels from Pennsylvania that are pretty big.
I know. I can't.
That's okay. You don't have to. I'm just I'm just in my head running through. Oh shit! Like I know.
That's why I figured say Pennsylvania, because there are a few labels of Pennsylvania. But yeah, we unfortunately we didn't have enough money to release it on Grievance, man. We did Pray for the End, the EP that came out really great. But what we ended up doing was recording When the World Dies with our own money. So fortunately, we own it and we're licensing it to this label. So I think that works out pretty good. Yeah,
I don't know why you would do recording's cheap enough that there would be no reason to do it any other way.
Agreed. I mean, obviously we went to one of the best studios you can go to, in my humble opinion, and it would come out fantastic, man. But it did cost a little more than we bargained for, but the end result was well worth it. But now we own it, so we can license it, and license it to anybody we fucking want, But these individuals that we're going to be working with, I'm pretty pleased. I'm an older dude, man. So I mean, I got to look you in the eye. I got to talk to you. I got to ask you certain questions. You know, you're typing bullshit to somebody. Yeah, we're gonna do this for you, that for you. Look, dude, this is, you know, let's talk fucking shit right now. You know what I mean? But they seem pretty cool, man. But we're looking at the first of the year, I think, because you know all that shit happened with vinyl too, right? Like all the vinyl got pushed back, all the
it is backed up, yeah.
got pushed back,
heard
right?
about that.
So that was another thing too. That was another thing, man. We were talking to a few people, but you know, we had to kind of get in line, man, for the whole pressing thing and the release fucking thing and this and that and blah blah blah. And man, it's a little more complex than it should be, I guess, with everything that's happening in the fucking world, man. You know, but we'll have to see what happens, man. We have 3 shows in November. We're playing DC and Philly and St. Vitus Bar in Brooklyn.
Cool.
And we're playing with a band called False Gods, and we're playing with our friends called Sun Rot. They're from New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if they happen. I mean, this weekend I'm playing with Warhorse. We'll see. You know, here's my vaccination card. Here's this. Here's that. Here's my mask. Here's my fucking oxygen tank. Here's my fucking. I don't know, man. I mean, I haven't even been to any fucking shows or done anything, man. So it's going to be like a new experience. You know,
Sure.
This is how it's going to go. You know what I mean? So.
Sure.
Yeah, I got asked for my vaccination card for the first time last week.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised by it, but
yeah. I mean, my wife has a heart condition, man, so she's eligible for the shot. We ended up going to get the shot. I want to fucking travel. That's my main thing. You know, oh, you need this, you need that. What do I need to fucking travel? When can I stop playing music again? I got to get a fucking shot. I don't give a fuck. I just want to play. That's it. You know what I mean? That's my main concern. Politics, religion, fucking whatever, man. I don't give a fuck, dude. That's all. Please, you know what I've been doing, man? I'm into bird watching. I'm into hiking. I'm into biking. I lost
like that.
So much weight, dude. I was walking 5, 6, 7 miles a fucking day. I loved it. I still love it. I get up wicked early right before work. I try to go out walking. I fucking love it, man. I'm so into it. But you had to find alternate things to do in life, you know, with COVID, man. You know,
Wait, you're into bird watching? What are some birds? What are some birds you cited?
The tufted titmouse. That's my favorite. The titmice.
Okay.
They're about that big. They're gray. They're like look a little small blue jay like on them. The downy wood. I get downy woodpeckers, and I get the hairy woodpecker, which looks like a downy woodpecker, but it's bigger and the beak is longer. Okay. And I get red-bellied woodpeckers. I get goldfinches like fucking crazy, like
goldfinch,
fucking 8 or 9 of them, man, all fucking fighting and shit. It's fucking awesome, yeah. But that's it, though. I mean, you know, there really ain't much you can do. I mean, listen to music by yourself. Hey, when are we gonna rehearse again? Oh, I don't know. My kids all got COVID. Probably like maybe in 5 months we'll get together again. What the fuck, man? You know, that's the way it was. So.
Yeah. Better off than what I'm doing, which is hunting lanternflies all day with a vacuum cleaner.
Hunting lantern? What is that? I don't even know.
You don't know what a lanternfly is?
No, what?
Terry, you don't got lanternflies?
Oh wait, firefly?
No, spotted lanternflies.
What is that? What the hell is that?
It's an invasive Chinese species.
Yeah, it's an invasive species.
Yeah, and they're disgusting, and they look like
weird.
It's like a cross between a cockroach and a moth, and it's gross. Right.
Yeah,
and they piss on everything.
Ew.
Yeah. If you've never seen one before, it'll freak you out, man.
They jump on you like they jump on you like crazy. You feel like you're getting flicked.
I've never seen that.
So I got a big vacuum cleaner and I hunt them with the vacuum cleaner. It's attached to a big pole and it's a shop vac, and I just suck them all up in my backyard. It's like
fucking right up, dude.
It's like it's like the only form of like morally correct hunting that you can do. And it's like a combination of like Finding Waldo and Halo. Like it's just bug hunting, and you're just looking for them in the weeds and just
wait. So you have like an extension cord on this vacuum? How the hell do you go out in your backyard to do this? How do you do this? So
they're attracted. I don't know why I'm hijacking the interview, but I got a giant tree of heaven, and there's all these little cockroachy like bugs on it.
Yeah.
So I got a big long pole attached to a 15-foot hose attached to my shop vac.
Yeah.
And it's like spear hunting because they jump quick. And you just go and you just use this spear thing
to right up and shit.
Suck them right up into the vacuum, and then you have like bleach and water in the shop vac that just like it just kills them.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea, man. That fucking bleach will fucking kill anything. Let's face it. No?
Yeah, so you suck them right up. They're fucking gross, and they won't cut the arborists won't cut the tree down. Because if they get too high on the tree, the bugs jump in their face and they're like, they can't do it. So they can't cut the tree down till winter.
What the fuck, man?
They're disgusting. You'll know about it next year. They're gross. Anyway.
Holy shit.
But Terry, you got them in Boston?
What's that?
Do you have, are you still in New England, in Massachusetts?
Yes. I live in New Hampshire. I live in a town called Hudson, New Hampshire. It's right next to
New Hampshire.
Nashua.
Okay.
Nashua, New Hampshire. Nashua is pretty much what they call the gate city. That's right on the border of Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Yeah, I'm originally from Massachusetts. I'm originally from a town called Lawrence, Massachusetts, which is a really fucking bad fucking town. It's anyway. That's where I'm from. I lived there till I was 29, and I've been living in New Hampshire ever since. I'll be 52 next month. I was born on Halloween, and yeah, I've been doing this for shit. Oh God! I started playing guitar at 14. I started playing my first band at 15. I played my first shows at 17.
Yeah, I was, in researching the stuff. I was listening to some of the Afterbirth demos.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool, actually. I guess I'll ask you about this. It seems like Afterbirth only had one demo, but the dates on Metal Archives looks like there were like tons of reunions, but no.
Oh, yeah. We see what happened was on and off green rehearsal spaces are there. We're all hanging out. Let's play some shows. Afterbirth got back together again in 1999 for a string of shows. Actually, quite a few, and we just kind of stayed together. People were around. People were coherent. People could do it. So we did it. It was a local phenomenon kind of thing. We did record a lot of stuff too, but it never came out. And in all honesty, I kind of hope a lot of it kind of doesn't come out. It's another case.
Why not just put it out now on Bandcamp?
I have it. I probably made maybe 25, 30 copies of it, giving it to friends, that kind of thing. It will probably come out as like an archival thing. Some of it's pretty good. Actually, Rick Johnson, the drummer for Grief, he played an Afterbirth towards the very end as well. Yeah. Believe it or not, playing wicked fast like that and shit. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. I mean, around the area, I live in a place called the Merrimack Valley. We have a river called the Merrimack River that runs through it, and this is like the valley, and the Merrimack Valley, quote unquote. And if you're from around here, I mean, we're actually kind of a popular band, and we play in front of like a few hundred people all the time. But
so why not release it on Bandcamp then? I mean, you're not going to make any money off of it, but at least people could hear it.
People would dig it, man. Yeah, I think, you inspired me. I think I might do that. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at, I have a stack of DATs and CDs and shit, in my stash, right here. I've actually got some of the Grief quarter-inch reels and shit, too, in my closet. And, yeah, man, I mean, I from time to time, friends always ask me about that stuff, and I got it. It's just a matter of me getting off my ass and putting it out. I know people will dig it, so.
I can convert DATs, but reel-to-reels is a pain in the ass because you got to bake them and shit.
Isn't it something, man, how things have changed, man? It really, really is. That was the way, man. That's what we used to do with Bill Miller, man, back then. Bill T. Miller, man. I mean, the first Grief 7-inch, the Grief Dismal 12-inch, a lot of that early Disrupt stuff, man, them splits that we did, that's all on, fucking live on a 2-track, man. You know? Yeah, believe it or not, man, just go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, go, and that was it. And I got a bunch of that stuff, man. It's like you're saying, you got to bake it. You got to, a lot of it isn't preserved. That could open shit up, and it could be all fucked up for all I know. You guys inspired me. I'm gonna go in my closet and check it out tomorrow, man.
Yeah, but the DATs are perfect. That stuff's good. I got a DAT player. You send me that stuff, I'll fucking rip it for you. But I had a studio guy get really fucking pissed at me once because I brought him a 1/2-inch reel tape, and I was like, oh, I need a digital copy of this. And he's like, okay. And he's like seeing it like flake. And he's like, wait a second. How old is this shit? And I'm like, oh, it's like 10 years old. He's like, you gotta fucking tell me that. This is an expensive piece of equipment. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know that you can't do that. He's like, you gotta bake the shit. I was like, oh.
I know.
It was really funny. I felt bad for the dude, but I legitimately did not know that like I was fucking with this dude's stuff.
I've heard a million stories about that show. You got to do this, you got to do that. Oh, okay, great. Well, I didn't, man. So my shit's probably fucked up, man. So I'm glad it's out there. I had Grievance Records back then, and I got a lot of the plates still. You know what I mean?
Oh, too. Shit.
So
okay.
Those are pretty cool to have, man. I used to go to a place called Bill Smith Custom Records in El Segundo, California, and they went out of business, man. But I'm sure a lot of places have the same machine. It's a plate. You just stick it on you see the videos on YouTube how they press records and shit. So I mean, whatever, you know. Someday I'll put it all out. I promise, right? I promise.
But that's. I mean, I'm assuming that they use the same stuff and that would make your repressing cheaper.
Me too. Yeah, me too. That again, a lot of thoughts, a lot of things we're thinking about. We did sign with the label to put our full length out. We're sitting on the Roadburn live album. And like I said, I got some archival stuff. I mean, the sky's really the limit, man. Because I hate to say, you know, if you put something out, chances are people are going to buy it. Someone's going to want it. Someone's going to buy it. You know, so make it reasonably priced. Make it a good product. Sounds good to me. So
yeah, and you can do digital only. You know, you don't even need to press it, like because that's an upfront cost and a lot of other costs. But just to plop it up on Bandcamp doesn't cost shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, man. Because like, again, I'm not the most technically minded person in the world, but I know Jonathan and Chuck are. So I'll grab all that shit next Come to Grief rehearsal and fucking, you guys go, man. Fucking put it on, man. You know,
put it out. There we go. I think we got somewhere today then.
Unreleased.
Yeah, we're inspired. Everybody's inspiring. Grief is inspiring people. Come to Grief is getting stuff done. We're inspiring you guys. We're all getting shit done.
Trying, man.
So you said you were into printing. You work for a printing press for T-shirts. Are you able to do come to Grief stuff?
Oh, I do them all. Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, let's do show and tell.
Yeah, I do it all. I do them all. I do all the Come to Grief stuff. I just did these a couple weeks ago. There. And this is our T-shirt guy. His name is Carl Elvers. He lives in New Orleans. Unfortunately, he had cancer. He's doing much better now, so we had a benefit for him. And what we wanted to do was fly down to New Orleans and do 2 shows for him. And between COVID and the hurricane that they had down there, we had just cancel the whole thing. I Hate God had their record release down there too. And they had to cancel that as well because of the fucking hurricane.
It was really bad down there.
It's you know, I love it down there, man. I love it to death. It's a lot of fun. I got a lot of friends down there. They treat you like gold, man. You want to talk about Southern hospitality, man? I fucking love going down there. But when they get hit fucking hard, man. They really do. Fuck. You know, oh god damn it. But yeah, I print all kinds of stuff, man. You know, you print a lot of sports and shit. Stuff like that, football.
The T-shirts are available from your Bandcamp site or whatever?
We're doing a pre-order right now. We're doing a pre-order for long sleeves. They're very similar to the design I just showed you. And they got the Come to Grief logo down the sleeves. And we're doing a pre-order. The pre-orders work out pretty good because that way you can get whatever size you want. If you want a 3X, you can get a 3X. If you want a child's, you know, whatever, you know, extra small or whatever. I print shirts that are like, I print them onesies, you know, little onesies they put on babies and stuff, you know. I fucking print on fucking anything, man. I mean, you know, but I mean, it's getting to the point where it's pretty busy, actually, man. You know, it's surprising, man. Yeah. Because like I said, the paper thing is just fucking. My last job, man, I was fucking cutting paper, man. 23 by 35, 25 by 38, big fucking paper all day, just hundreds of pounds of paper, just cutting it into little sections and shit, man. Kick my fucking ass, man.
Having kids though, it is fantastic to get shirts for 2-year-olds and have your 2-year-old in like a Sepultura T-shirt. I
they
love it. I got
got these
pictures of
other-
all, like, now my
Yeah.
kids don't want to wear certain things, but it's too late for them. I already have pictures of all of them in Slayer shirts and Sepultura shirts and stuff.
Fucking right, man. That's important
That's funny.
stuff, man.
I
It is,
didn't know that.
it is important. You got to
That's
raise
pretty
your kids right, you know? I know, before we end, Eric, Terry's left-handed.
Oh, okay. I'm a lefty as well. Interesting.
Awesome. Let me see. I got 1981 Les Paul Deluxe.
Oh, nice.
I got a 1988 Les Paul Custom. Yeah, I'm a really lucky guy, man. When I was younger, I was collecting like fucking crazy, man. And
Nice.
and as time goes on, I mean, fuck, you know, some of these guitars are worth a lot of money, man.
Oh yeah.
And those are specifically left-handed guitars?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I
Which
bought my
hard to find for sure.
I bought my Les Paul Custom brand new. I'm the only owner. My Flying V. I have a 2002 Flying V, Gibson Flying V, and I'm the original owner of that. My cousin got it for me in San Diego. They ordered like a batch of lefties. I think they got like 12 or something like that. And they had like a couple cherry ones. They had a couple black ones. They had a white one that I missed. So I ended up getting the black one. And I mean, nowadays, man, I sometimes I'm petrified of taking them out of the house, man. But I mean, that's what I do. It's my tool. It's what I do. I have to. You know, I just got to keep your eyes peeled, man. That's all.
Yeah, I have guitars that are like junky that I don't worry about banging up, and then other ones that I don't want to be banged up at all.
I have an SG Junior that's I thought it was going to be my bang up guitar, but I fucking love it. So now I have an SG Standard that's kind of like, I brought that to Vegas when I went out to Vegas and played Psycho Las Vegas with Warhorse before COVID, and I brought that. You know, that's kind of like something happens, something happens. You know what I mean? So. You know, yeah, I'm a Gibson guy. I've been a Gibson guy my whole life, man. I was
nice.
Maybe someday they'll give me one for like half price or something, or maybe even like a pack of picks would be nice. I don't know. I never got nothing for anybody, so fuck it.
That's your endorsement. You get picks.
Yeah, man.
I plays exclusively with Gibson picks.
Gibson picks. I have a lefty SG from the 90s. From the 90s.
Awesome. Oh, that's great, man. I had an 85.
Okay.
And I have two right now. I'm liking the SGs a lot now because of the weight.
Yeah.
They're a little lighter, and I
They're
like the neck access. You know, I'm playing a little. I love Les Pauls. Don't get me wrong. I love them to death, man. But yeah, man, my Les Paul Deluxe weighs 13 pounds. Wow. You know, so I mean, I fuck Roadburn Festival, Doom over Leipzig, throwing this big fucking thing around all night, and it's like, God damn, why did I bring this guitar with me? You know, but that was my road guitar for a few years. That was my flying guitar. That was the guitar I took on a plane for whatever fucking reason. So now I got that SG. So
I'm kind of interested then in collectible guitar, because I don't have money enough to be collectible guitars. But is like a left-handed guitar now more rare and worth more than a right-handed guitar?
Years ago, yes. Nowadays they're a little more common. But the thing is, like, you can get a black Les Paul, or you can get a cherry SG. If you want to get a different color or a different options or whatever, it's still more difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But years ago, it was like, you know, if you saw like a left-handed, like a BC Rich Eagle or a Rich Bitch or something like that, I mean, that's like one guitar, like handmade guitar. I mean, if you see like a 70s Flying V, a Gibson Flying V back then, a 70s Gibson Flying V left-handed. I mean, that's like the rarest thing in the world, but they exist. They made a couple here and there. And I mean, you know, both of my fucking cars are it's worth more than that. You know what I mean? But they made them. They're out there.
Because I remember pre-internet days, like when I was like looking for guitars, like trying to get started, like calling places on the phone.
All the time.
They're like, oh, we got nothing. I'm like, all right.
we got a Strat. We got a Squire Strat. We got a Telecaster. Yeah. Okay, cool. And you know, the thing was, right? You walk into like Wurlitzer's or Daddy's Junkie Music or a big guitar store in Boston. You walk in and you see a lefty, fucking heart starts fucking pounding. I have to get this guitar. I have to get it. Because if I don't, I'm never going to be able to get it again. You know how many times I just I panic, dude, panic. I have to get this fucking guitar. My Les Paul Custom. I still live with my mom and dad, paying them fucking rent. And I went to Boston 3 months every Friday on payday and put money down on that fucking guitar, man. But more than probably 4 months. Yeah, $1,250, man, for a brand new Les Paul Custom, 1988, lefty. Wow. How much is that now? $5 grand? $5 grand?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Probably more. That's crazy. Wow.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm getting this guitar. I don't care what it costs.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. And to this day, boy, knock on wood, I got it. I'm going to hopefully play it Sunday night in Philly, I hope. So,
awesome.
You know.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, lefty, dude. Right on. You know.
I guess one more question. I mean, we're probably running like pretty long here, but I don't, whatever. What else are you going to do with your label? Are you going to do other bands or like, how's that up?
I wanted to really, really bad, man. If it wasn't for COVID, man, yeah, we would have repressed Pray for the End. And talking to a couple of friends of mine that I'm very, very interested in, that I wouldn't mind maybe putting a 7-inch out, you know, just to start. I was kind of, now that you mentioned that, I had this idea. I wanted to do like, select like 6 bands, friends of mine, and do a 7-inch every month. Like 6 months in a row, do a 7-inch every month. I wanted to do a one-sided 7-inch. You know, give me a 7-minute song, or if it's a grind band, give me, you know, 7 minutes worth of music, and do a one-sided 7-inch, etch the back. That was my plan. That's what I wanted to do.
What do you mean by etch the back? Am I what does that mean?
Oh, well, the back is no music, so you etch a design into the back of the record.
So it's kind of like a picture disc, but it doesn't play. So it's
yeah. Exactly.
It's a design. I've seen that before.
There was a band called, you ever hear that band Heresy? A band called Heresy from the UK. They did a 7-inch called, the Who did an album called Live at Leeds. And Heresy did a 7-inch called Live at Leeds, and it was one-sided. And you flip it over, and the other side was an etching of the band. Like the singer was crazy. He was like in the air, and they were all like doing jumps and stuff. It was all like a cartoon etching. I wanted to do something like that. Or maybe even like 8-inch vinyl. You know what I mean? I wanted to do something a little oddball. But
I've heard of 10, but I don't know that I've heard of 8. But
I don't think I've heard of 8 either.
What do you call it? Drop Dead from Rhode Island. They did a split 8-inch record with that band Rupture from Australia, and I printed the cover. Yeah, 8-inch hard vinyl. Yeah, really, really cool, man. Actually, years ago, that was a popular medium in Japan. 8-inch flexis and 8-inch vinyl were pretty popular in Japan. Okay. It's expensive as fuck. You remember 9 Inch Nails years ago? They did a 9-inch record years ago.
I don't remember that.
Actually, I Hate God and Psycho, that band Psycho from Boston. They did a split 9-inch record on, what's that Italian label called? FOAD Records, right? Is it that label? I can't remember. But I've seen everything. I've seen everything from, 10, 11, Drop Dead. They did an 11-inch discography.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So, you get a 12-inch record and you put it on a lathe, and it just cuts that extra inch out, or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know.
Got it.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Okay. That one-sided 7-inch thing does sound cool, because man, if you're getting 7 inches, you're probably kind of into collectibles and weird shit, so why
press
not?
1,000, press 1,000, 1,000 April, 1,000 May, 1,000, do a grind band, do a doom band, do an ambient band. I'm friends with people all over the place, man. Press 1,000 records. I'll give you 100 or 120. Sell the rest through the record, through the label, and never repress it. Just let it go. I mean, and then years later, if the world is fucking still in existence, you could do a box set, or you could do a CD comp. I had a lot of ideas for Grievance Records. I had a lot of ideas, but now everything kind of got thwarted by COVID, and another thing too with signing with another label is promotion. We really need promotion. Somebody behind us to promote. What we really need is a booking agent. Booking agent is super, super important. So I'm hoping that these guys we're going to be working with can help us out with all of that. We can only do so much. You can only do so much, man. And the whole COVID thing really, really fucked us, man. We had some good shows booked with Barishi, and they fell through. And this New Orleans thing in September fell through. So we have these 3 shows in November, and hopefully they'll happen. I think they will, man. I think they will, right? Because like
Yeah.
You know, Savage Master just went on tour.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on now. There's
a few things going on, dude. There's a few, it seems to, you know, slowly but surely. I Hate God. They did some stuff. Slowly but surely. I mean, hey, I'll do whatever it takes, man. I don't give a fuck. I just want to play.
That's
I want
the
to be
right
with my
attitude.
friends.
That's the right attitude.
Just got to do it, man. I'll do whatever it takes, man. You know, but we'll one day at a time. We'll have to see what happens this weekend.
Yeah.
And then we'll take it from there, man. But that's what's going on with Come to Grief, man. Yeah, we're trying to keep busy, and we do have a backlog of material that we want to record our next record with. I don't know who that'll be with. I don't know when that'll be with, but when the time comes, we're pretty much ready. So
no, but I'm psyched that it sounds like you got at least one album ready to go and a live album that are ready to go. So that's a lot of shit right there.
That's another thing too. I thought that was pretty attractive, talking to people. You know, it's like we have this to offer you. You know, we don't have just one album. We have a lot of future plans. I mean, you know, maybe we'll do another split. Maybe we'll do another EP. Maybe we have the material to do it. So that's what we have to present to you. And I mean, believe me, you know, if things work out, I'd love to do it on Grievance, but at the same time, we work with another, you know, organization, and things work out. Hey, man, whatever. I don't care. I'm just, you know, let time take its course, man. Our main concern was recording the album to begin with, and it came out really, really, really fucking good, in my humble opinion. So, one thing at a time, man.
Fantastic. Okay, I guess we'll wrap it up. Sure. I super appreciate you coming on. I mean, obviously, Grief is legendary. I'm so happy that Come to Grief is still going on, and you know, everybody gets a chance to see you guys, so that's super cool. And I like it. Yeah, and then let us know when the albums come out, and we'll stick it on our page and stuff, and let people know.
have a good show this weekend with
appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah,
okay.
I'll keep everybody informed, see what's going on one day at a time. You can't fucking make any plans anymore. Oh yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Yeah, fucking cancel, dude. Cancel.
Yeah, take it one day at a time. That's right. One day at a time.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
Thanks for joining, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.